Good morning, Tilly Summit Academy. Happy Friday. It was a great first week back in the building. We are so glad to see all of our in-person scholars. Our virtual scholars keep killing it like you have been. Nothing's changed for you guys, but we were glad to see you in class when I popped in this week. Just a couple quick announcements. Next week, we have our middle of the year interim testing. That means all of you need to bring your computers back with you on Monday if you have not brought them in yet. We start testing on Monday. That means you need your computer on Monday or you will not be able to test, and that won't be good. And Mr. Gavin will not be happy because I'm the one that has to deal with it. So please bring your computers on Monday with you. Also with that, for our virtual scholars, you guys are testing on Thursday. Make sure you reach out to Miss Alexander about that or Miss Thompson. They will provide more information. I know they provided that schedule to your parents as well. But if you have any questions, make sure you reach out to those teachers because we are excited to see you guys in small groups back in our building for even if it's just for one day. I'll make sure I pop in and say hi because we miss you guys. You are still part of our school. I know sometimes it doesn't feel like it. It feels like we're kind of two different schools, but we love you. You're still part of the summit, and we are excited that we still have you. That is it for our announcements this week. Also, one more for our in-person scholars, make sure you wear your uniform. That means all parts of your uniform. That means the bucks. For our older kids, that means a belt. And if you are cold, we do not allow jackets or hoodies in our rooms. You can wear a white or black long sleeve shirt under your shirt, or just wear your Tinley cardigan either way, or you can do both if you're really cold. But that is something we do not allow coats or hoodies or anything along those lines in the classroom. That is it for our announcements. Let's move on to the fun stuff. Hey, Miss Cowan.
Yeah, Mr. Gavin.
I got a shout out.
Shout out.
This first shout out is for some of our virtual scholars. Miss Thompson texted me and she was so proud of her first graders for killing it on Nearpod today. They worked their way through the entire Nearpod. Shout out to our virtual first graders for killing Nearpod. And also shout out for Miss Thompson for getting them onto the Nearpod and doing her thing virtually. So let's give Miss Thompson and her first graders 2 claps on 2. 1, 2. I got a shout out.
Shout out.
These next 2 are from Miss Dyer. One of them goes to one of our 6th graders, Ayane Dina Lopez. Ms. Dyer said that she wrote her best 2 exit tickets of the year the last 2 days. So that is great. Her first couple days back from being virtual, and she's already killing the game. Excellent job, Ayane. Let's give her 2 claps on 2. 1, 2. And the next one goes to one of our 5th graders, this was also her first week back from being virtual. Ms. Dyer said she had an excellent first week. She was killing it and had no adjustment when she was getting back from being virtual to in person. And that goes to Isis Bankston. So let's give Isis 2 claps on 2. 1, 2. Whew, I got a shout out.
Shout out.
There's a lot of Mr. Gavin talking. This shout out is from Miss Howard. She wants to shout out Peyton Brooks and Demarion McGee, and then Kenzie Anderson, Darius, and Aaliyah for being excellent math partners in their class today. They were working hard, really working together, grinding out some of that tough 3rd grade math, and they did an excellent job. So shout out to them. Let's give those 5 3rd graders 2 claps on 2. 1, 2. Ms. Howard also wanted to shout out all of her 2nd graders for getting through their first pretest on ClearSight. They killed it. Excellent job to our 2nd graders. They aren't as used to the platform as our older kids, so shout out to them for killing it. Let's give them 2 claps on 2. 1, 2. And last but not least, from Miss Howard, she wanted to shout out 2 of her scholars who this was their first week back from virtual, Eileen Miller and Heaven Sharp. They had an excellent first week back. Miss Howard was so happy to see them back in the classroom, and I know we are all happy to have them back in our in-building family. So let's give those 2 ladies 2 claps on 2. 1, 2. And that is it for me. Miss Cowan, you're up.
I got a shout out.
Shout out.
This first shout out comes from Miss Sullivan. She wants to shout out Memory, Malaysia, Johanna, and Christopher, because they had all earned 10 minutes of free computer time, but instead of getting on their computer, they chose to read books for 10 minutes. And that just makes my literature-loving heart so, so happy. So let's give those scholars 2 claps on 2. 1, 2. I got a shout out.
Shout out.
This is another shout out from Miss Sullivan. She wants to shout out Carmen Jackson. She said Carmen is having a killer week. She has been a leader in the classroom every day. And if you know Carmen, we know that Carmen can be a leader, and she's finally stepping up and doing that. And that is amazing. Let's give her 2 claps on 2. 1, 2. I got a shout out.
Shout out.
This shout out comes from Miss Herberts. She would like to shout out Genesis in Miss Dean's 4th grade class for being excited and ready to learn every day this week. Her hard work is really paying off, and she's just really excited seeing the growth as she becomes a stronger reader. So let's give Genesis 2 claps on 2. 1, 2. I got a shout out.
Shout out.
This shout out comes from Miss Hogan. She would like to shout out the 2nd and 3rd grade classes for adjusting to new teachers, for good behavior and being a Tenley Summit leader while she has been teaching from home. She misses you all and wishes that she could be in the building with you. And I have to agree with Miss Hogan. They have really stepped up, and they're doing a really great job with Miss Hogan virtually while in person. So let's give 2nd and 3rd grade 2 claps on 2. 1, 2. I got a shout out.
Shout out.
This shout out comes from Miss Tucker. She's got a couple of them here, but we'll start with this one. She would like to shout out Jasmine Vallejo for sharing her thinking during math stories to help the class understand how fraction problems can describe a part of only one whole. Great job, Jasmine. Let's give her 2 claps on 2. 1, 2. I got a shout out.
Shout out.
This is also from Miss Tucker. She'd like to shout out Brian Balbuena for coming back ready to work and learn in Q3. He's been working really hard and killing it. So let's give Brian 2 claps on 2. 1, 2. I got a shout out.
Shout out.
This shout out is also from Miss Tucker for Clarence Carlisle for returning to the TSA family and getting right to work, doing his best in a unit that they have only been in for, that they only have 2 lessons remaining in before they have a post-assessment. So he's missed most of the unit, but he is coming in really strong right here at the end. So let's give Clarence 2 claps on 2. 1, 2.
For early release, the Vallejo.
I got a shout out.
Shout out.
This is another shout out from Miss Tucker. Last one. She is kind of echoing Miss Dyer. She has a shout out for Ayani. She wants to shout out Ayani for working super hard this week. She's just so proud of her. So let's give Ayani 2 claps on 2. 1, 2. I think that's it, Mr. Gavin.
That was a lot of shout outs. You guys were killing it in our first week back.
We would like to offer you
the official.
One announcement I forgot. Make sure you guys check out Miss Count of My Story. I just started a new novel. We made it through the first 4 chapters, so be sure to check that out. It's on our Facebook and our YouTube page. It's got a cool photo of me going like this. So be sure to check that out. I know Miss Cowan does a different picture book every week as well, so make sure you guys check those out. But that is it from us. We hope you guys have a wonderful weekend. Stay safe. We will see you guys bright and early Monday morning. Have a great day today!
At the summit.
'Cause we are.
Summit.